We are going to begin with the Daily Mail, Steve.
Yep, their front page has the headline, "There is no forgiveness for this thing, only a total annihilation of Hamas. You will soon see Gaza from the inside." This is the dramatic address, as they call it on the front page, by Israel's defence minister. There's, before the internet goes crazy, if you look at this, only total annihilation of Hamas. This is saying, get rid of the terrorist capacity, the tunnels, the terrorists. That's before you kick off the internet, because I know what the internet's like. This is not saying attack all of Palestine, getting rid of all of...
genocide, and all of the other big words.
And so that's actually quite balanced when you think what this is. This is a speech like on the eve of battle, not known for being the home of nuance. These are meant to be stirring addresses rather than let's take this whole wider picture and debate it. Which I think is interesting to add into it.
So it's not like Churchill was like, we're going to get the top Nazi echelon and leave the German citizens alone and whatnot.
Yeah.
Didn't necessarily make that distinction at the time.
And it's an interesting distinction to have. And it's good that it's there, because you know what the internet's like. But people seem to mix up the category that they're talking about. Instead of just talking about Hamas, about terrorists, to think that you're talking about a larger group of people, that's often where the argument falls into problems. So it's always worth bringing that back to that.
Well, if the internet wanted to be pedantic, they could say there's the Hamas government and the militant branch. There's the political branch and the militant branch. But obviously they mean the militant branch. But yeah,
they're all the same.
Well, yeah,
it's a phrase the internet uses quite a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, they are the same. Yeah,
right,
literally the same.
From the Palestine side, there was someone on GB pointing that out the other day. They would say that. So I'm just suppose I'm here giving balance, but which is a weird.
Do we have to have balance on this particular?
Not on Hamas, you know. I got in trouble for it the other day. I said, why do we want anyone in the country with a Hamas flag? And I was told I was some sort of taking sides for that. It's like, I don't think that's really taking sides. I'm against people that want to kill us all in the West. You know what I mean? And all Jewish people and anyone else. So
that's not against terrorists. Yeah. Seems like a position you shouldn't have to argue.
Yeah, it's not Palestinians or Palestinian flag. It's the Hamas flag specifically. I meant, but
no, I mean, but that is unfortunately where we're finding ourselves at, is that it's amazing that there is a position to take on this. You have terrorists who have just committed the most unbelievable barbarity, and I don't think. I mean, people obviously at home necessarily can't see the photo up close, but there's a determination there because. We can't really understand the scale of it in terms of the numbers. I tried to do the maths before. I'm not as good as you, Steve, but it's the equivalent. Having 1,400 people murdered in that way is about 25,000 in the UK. Having 200 people kidnapped, 2 of its citizens held, would be a couple of thousand here. There's no way that any sovereign country would allow these terrorists to hold their people, to not go in, to get them back. And that seems to be the thing that's missing from here, is this is part of the mission, is to save its citizens. So anyway, that wasn't a question there. I'm just stating it as just pure propaganda. Also, I'd like to say this photo. It's interesting that if you look down there, you'll see that it shows the mixture of Israelis. People try and sort of give it, say, oh, Israel, oh, it's all white colonialism. Well, if you look here, you can see quite clearly it's not white colonialism. The majority of Israeli Jews are of Middle Eastern descent, and that also gets...
Although, to be fair, there's one ginger.
Yeah,
there is one ginger, which would be my son, if he was there. We do there are a lot of redheads in the old Jewish community.